Mm.
Hi. Welcome to Two Girls with a Mic, our first ever episode. Woo!
Yes.
Yay! We're so excited to be coming to you guys today. I am Laina.
And I am Crystal.
And we are Two Girls with a Mic.
Welcome.
I would like to say I am wearing the Icon collection, and you can find this sweatshirt from the Chick Lifestylist on Instagram. So at the Chick Lifestylist, we'll make sure to tag her in this post.
And I'm wearing God is Dope because Black women matter.
That's
See her
right.
shirt? So thank you for joining us and welcome again. I'm Crystal and my blog is My Love of Books. And
I'm Laina, and I am Laina's Thoughts.
Alrighty.
We started our blog to help promote Black romance novels because we noticed that there was not a lot of people talking about them, and we definitely wanted to get our indie authors out there.
Definitely. I stumbled upon them in 2019, and literally means stumbled. I've been reading since I was a teenager, and all I read was Black authors, and then I kind of moved over to our white authors. But then, for some reason, I think I followed an author, and they had a Black author, which was D. Rose. That was my introduction into the Black romance, and I read her book. And once I started following her, everybody just appeared.
Well, I have been reading Black romance for the longest, but I was reading majority urban romance. And so Mercy B had put out a newsletter one day, and I read it, and she was talking about all these different authors, and I stumbled across Love Belvin, and I fell absolutely in love with contemporary romance. I can't get enough of it, and matter of fact, I'm just a lover of them all.
You. Me too. Like, I spend my days, my nights. I've had a lot of sleepless nights, and it ain't because of a man. It's because of a book. I mean, it has been because of some men. A lot of men. A lot of men.
But it's these books.
Yeah, it's these books right here in front of us. We have authors. I mean, like, oh my gosh, the people that I have read. Thank you. Like, all I can say to you is thank you, because you've made some changes in my life. Like, I love to read, and it's just like taking me somewhere that I didn't want to go. I'm always learning something new in the book.
Mm-hmm.
It's making me reevaluate myself as well. And that's my whole reason for reading, because my philosophy in life is learn something new every day.
Every day. And you will definitely learn something new reading from these romance authors.
Yes, you will.
And another thing we are here to promote are our Black bloggers. Because
like
without us, or without a lot of them, it would be hard to find these authors. And so therefore we have set up our pages, Crystal and I, to really focus on Black love between a Black man and a Black woman, from Black romance authors. So
yes,
okay, it's the best of both worlds.
It really is. And then we get in books that are friends to lovers, enemies to lovers, strangers to lovers, paranormal. We have mystery. We have a lot, and we're loving it all. And the erotic, oh my,
it's nothing like it.
No, it isn't. So that's why I said I've been reading a lot of these Black men. Yes, definitely.
And we also would love to showcase our Black business owners, like the ones we're wearing now.
Yes.
Without you, where would we be? They keep us fly. They keep us up in our trends, because we are trendsetters as Black people. So therefore, we definitely want to promote our Black small business owners on this blog and podcast
as well. So we will be interviewing bloggers, we will be interviewing small business owners, and we can't forget our authors. Yes. And definitely just sharing the love with you. I mean, we're going to be just giving it all.
Right.
Not too much. Let me take that back. Not too much, but enough. Let's say it that way. Definitely enough. So,
where can we start?
I don't know. But let's start with ourselves. So you go ahead first.
Well, as you know, I'm Laina's Thoughts, on Instagram. I do have Facebook, but I don't post as much on there like I do on my Instagram page. But on there, I focus on Black romance, and I also pair my books with my favorite drink. So therefore, if I read something and if I need something strong to finish this book off of, you're more likely to see something strong. Not too strong, because I still like my little fruity drinks mixed up in there somewhere. So therefore, you will see something that's sweet as well.
Yes, and I'm My Love of Books on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, and I've even done a YouTube page. Now that's the page I don't do too much posting on.
But that's gonna change.
Definitely, because I swear I do not like to be in front of the camera, but I guess I'm coming out of that comfort. Yes, coming out of it. But basically, my page is focused on Black romance. And I've added a little travel piece to it because, 2020, we have been stuck in the house and I love to travel. So besides reading, travel is my favorite thing. So since our books take us on different cities, and then sometimes we have those little vacations thrown in, I've decided to travel. So this year I've been to different parts of New York. I've been to North Carolina, South Carolina, Florida, Hawaii, Nebraska, Seattle. I've been, Mexico. I've been everywhere. So basically, check us out on our pages and see if you find a read that you haven't read yet. And definitely leave us a review about what did you think about the book, because I'm always wanting to see what someone else thought about a book.
Right. And that is very important. If you read a book and you love it, leave a review.
Please leave a review. We're trying to get the notification of our Black romance authors and our Black indie authors. I'm not just going to say romance, because they do write romance, but they do write others as well. But we want to get them notified as well as we notify our white authors.
Right. They need that recognition.
Yes, definitely.
But today we definitely want to talk to you about our top 10 books of this year. So, okay, Crystal, you start off first. What is your top? We're going to start with Crystal's top 5 and then my top 5. That'd be 10. So, Crystal.
Yes. Okay, so let me tell you, like I said, I love to read, love to read. So Laina, because she's been reading the Black romance authors a little bit longer than I have, she has given me some books. And the one that she gave me, let me tell y'all something. I read this book months ago, and this man is in. See, that's my problem. It's a man, but this man is still in my head. Like, we go together. We about to get married. Like, I'm about to have all of his babies. I'll do anything he asks me to do. But the Love's Improbable Possibility series by Love Belvin,
yes,
my top read for this year.
And I reread it again, and it made my top read this year as well.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to say about this book. I mean, Raina was the female lead character and Asmir was the male character. Now, I loved Raina, but Asmir just came in, snatched my soul, and he still hasn't given it back to me yet.
And he never will.
And I'm okay with that, because 6'4", that's all I needed to hear.
So that is definitely one of our top reads this year.
Definitely.
The Love Improbable Possibilities series by Love Belvin.
Yes.
Now, I also read this year Birthday Sets by T.E. Russ. And when I tell you that book, I was like, oh, I need a birthday every year like that birthday.
That is on my to-be-read list, so I think I might be moving it up real quick, because I did just have a birthday. So.
Yeah, so definitely in my top 5.
Yes. And we have another book that we both love together, Forever With You by A.S. Wilson.
Yes, if you have not checked out A.S. Wilson's work, please do so, because Forever With You was so good.
Yes.
And it's worth it. I mean,
it really is. She's a new author this year, came on the scene in 2020, and when I say that lady is writing her butt off, she's writing her butt off.
And guess what? We did an interview with her, and she's going to be on our podcast also.
Yes. Yay! Definitely. But yeah, Forever With You was basically the two characters, and I'm terrible because the book's sitting right here. So let me grab this book so I can tell you these people's names. Alrighty. So we have Vincent and Asha. Asha was a violinist, and she used to play with a orchestra, but she lost her job, and so she was looking for another gig. And Vincent had a young sister that played the violin as well, and he felt that she needed a tutor to help her before she can get picked up with this with the orchestra. So he hired her, and they just all hit it off. The sister as well. Like, it's kind of hard when a guy has a little sister and then he meets somebody. Sometimes the little sister don't like the girl you're dating, which he didn't like the girl Tiffany that Vincent was dating. I didn't like Tiffany. Like, Tiffany. But Asha and Vincent, they were beautiful. Vincent was a bar owner. He owned his father's bar that has been in their family for years, and Vincent just wanted to do something different. And both Vincent and oh gosh, the sister's name, gotta think of her. I can't. Terrible. But I think it was Penelope.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, I think the sister's name was Penelope. But basically, like I said, Asha and Penelope hit it off, and she was just helping her to focus more. But there were things that Penelope wanted to do herself. But once Asha and Vincent met, it was like fireworks.
Yes, Forever With You is an amazing book, and you definitely should check it out. It's by A.S. Wilson.
Yes.
With You.
All right, another one of my favorites this year. She's another new author to me. I mean, I see she's been out for a while, but to me, on 2020 was Mel Dahl, The Love Spectrum. Oh my gosh. Okay, so that book, what I loved the most about that book, and just Mel Dahl's writing, Mel Dahl puts in her characters some type of, it can be, I'm not going to say a mental illness, but it can be just like an illness. So in The Love Spectrum, the lead character, Calypso, KJ, because they called him KJ because his name was Calypso Jenkins, he had autism. So he was a grown man he was a functioning autistic man. And him and Luna, oh my gosh. So Luna basically moved to South Carolina to start a new job. And Luna rented Calypso's friend condo, which was literally across the hall from where Calypso lived at. So the first time Calypso saw her, he was in love, and it was a different feeling for him because with him being an autistic man, he did things a certain way, so it kind of threw him for a loop that he felt the way he felt about her. Their love story was so beautiful. Like, she was so patient with him, and they did have their little issues, but it all worked out in the end, and that is another one of my top reads for this year.
All right, well, I have next on mine is Loving Man by Bailey West. Ooh, this book is so good. And I love Bailey West's work because there's always a message in her work. So when you read it, make sure you leave a review for it because her hero and her heroine in this book will knock you off your feet. And the love story between them two is amazing. And the title will throw you off for a minute. And then when you find out what it's really about, you're going to be like, oh my gosh. And you will fall in love with Bailey West's work as well.
Definitely on my to be read as well. Okay, another book for me this year was All Things Come to an End by Jennifer Johnson. She is I Am Jennifer Johnson on Instagram. This book caught me off guard. Like, really caught me off guard. And like I said, I'm always willing to learn something new in a book and, kind of feel like this is what I need to do in life. And this book was one of those books. I'm a sucker. Like, I'm not even going to sit here and lie. I'm a sucker for love. Things make me cry a little easy if I'm feeling that, like really feeling it. And this book made me cry. So our main character, she basically had bad relationships with men, and not one, but she had two of them, and they were really bad relationships. So she just decided to give up on love and move back home because she started a new job. And when she moved back home, she met this gentleman, and he wormed his way in. Like, he just would not give up. He was like, this is who I want. We work well together. Like, let's do this. And she was skeptical, but she finally gave in. And of course, something happened that was like, I was not expecting what happened to happen. And this is how I was when I saw it. I was like, are you serious? Like, why did she do this? But the reason why I kind of was okay with it, because then Jennifer Johnson put in another character that I was not expecting, and I was actually rooting for him to be with our leading lady. But All Things Come to an End, that title is exactly perfect for that book, because you think all things, she didn't say all good things, she just said all things come to an end, which is true. All things can come to an end. You're born, you live your life, you die, but there is something good that happens in this book that, like I said, I wasn't expecting some of the things she put in it, but it was one of my top reads for this year.
Definitely gonna have to add that to my TBR.
Yes,
I need to read that. Another book that was phenomenal was D&D, Caught Up in His Love by Tay Monet. That book there. I mean, how it began, it had you all like, oh my gosh, this is how it's going to start off. And then when you started reading, you'd be like, wait a minute, how are they going to get together? But how Tay Monet wrote their love story and how she brought them together was amazing. Her writing was simply amazing in this book. And the two characters, it was not an easy road, and it definitely did not seem like it was going to work out, but it came together. So Caught Up in His Love was definitely a great title for this book, because she ended up getting caught up in his love.
And see, and that is on my to be read too, so I might have to push it up. This Laina told me to get that book. So definitely, I like books like that. Like when you're saying, it's like, how are they gonna get together?
Right.
So when you got an author who taking and putting two people in a book, and they're constantly bumping heads and not getting along, and then you'd be like, well, how, like you said, how is she gonna do this?
But it's just amazing how Tay Monet wrote it, as far as how the problem with them and how they got together and all the factors that brought them together, because you would have thought those things would have kept them apart.
Which is a good thing.
Yes. And lastly,
so my last book of the year, the whole 2020. So these are books for 2020. I've read way more. I love them all.
Definitely. Both.
But I have books that like stick in my head and won't leave and won't go away. And that last one was Unapologetically Me by Denisha Little. That book was long and so good. Like I don't every page, the way they met was weird, but it worked out. She was basically a writer, but she didn't actually write her books like our authors do here. She was writing her books on a platform, and she was doing different little stories that kept people going. But her main character in the story was a famous rapper that she was kind of using him. So it was just like she was putting a little drama together. It was just so cute. But he actually ended up commenting, and with him commenting, they started building a friendship first, and then he asked to meet her. But the thing was, she didn't know who he was.
She did not.
So when she finally met him in person, she was shocked. He was already in love. Like he was just in love from them talking. It was her, and that's what I love about the books, because I mean, it's very seldom the books that we read, that the man is not in love with the woman when they first meet him. But the women, like, what is wrong with us? Like, we literally got to be snatched, like souls sucked out of us to get it together to say, okay, I'll give in. Like, that's how Raina was. Girl, oh my God, believe me, I've texted her and called her, be like, why? Can you just tell me what happened?
No.
But no, she wouldn't. But that's how it was with Unapologetically Me. So they built a friendship. They were friends. And then he started inviting her to shows out of town. And her feelings started to change. But she still was like, nah, sir.
She was fighting it.
She was fighting it too hard. And I meant, I can't, oh my God. Yeah.
I mean, but it's a great book.
It really is.
It's long, but it's one of those types of books when you read it and it ends, you're like, it's over? Like,
you want more. Like, I wanted more. So
right.
Then she did have the second book, which was a free gift. So that was good as well. Like she oh my gosh, Denisha Little,
the layers that
that she wrote on that book
uncovered.
Yeah, it was a lot, but it's what we as Black men and women go through in a relationship. You know, we have those outside forces that come in and say that that's not, you know, you shouldn't be with her, you shouldn't be with him, it's gonna always be this. And as the new saying is, you in my business. Yeah, that's how it was. There was a lot of people in their business. Yes. So yes, those are my top 5 reads for this year.
And my last one, I read it at the beginning of the year, is Annabelle and Lee by Danielle Allen. And this book is so good. I don't say that's with all of my books because they are all my favorites, but
definitely
this book, I mean, I didn't even want to write a review on it because I couldn't really explain with words how good it is and how much I enjoyed it. So Annabelle Lee by Danielle Allen is a great book. Her whole catalog is awesome. So, and with all of these authors, T.E. Russ, A.S. Wilson, Bailey West, Tay Monet, Danielle Allen, Love Belvin,
Denisha Little, Mel Dahl, Jennifer Johnson. Excellent. Like, grab them all. We will post these on our Instagram, our Twitter, and our Facebook, so you can definitely check these books out.
Definitely.
So, Laina, I have a question.
Yeah.
Why did you decide to start a blog?
Because Mercy B put out a notice saying bloggers are needed for Black romance. And I was like, well, I read it all the time. I love reading. Why not talk about them since I love reading them so much?
Yes.
And so I communicated with her and she helped me get my blog started and become online. And it just grew from there. I love to read. And it's something that I've always enjoyed since I was little, a younger person. And now is just it has grown into something more awesome because now I'm reading about Black love and how it goes from hating someone one moment to cannot stay away from them to the next. And I love all genres of it. I love paranormal. I love enemies to lovers, friends to lovers. I love it all. Mysteries. So
yes, definitely.
Why not support my Black authors? Because I already read them by making sure that others know about them as well.
Definitely. So I started my blog. I mean, like I said, I love to read. Love to read. That's why I said my love of books. I should have probably said my love of reading, but I'm going to just say I did my love of books. But basically, I started my blog July of 2019. My first review was an erotic book. That's the funny thing about it, because that wasn't my first read, but that was my first review on my page. And I'm like, oh, okay, I can do this. I love this. And it has grown. Like, I went from getting a little bit of likes to it's just going bigger and bigger. I still haven't reached that 100 mark yet on some of my reviews, but that is my goal in 2021. But I just wanted to share my love of reading, my love of all of the Black authors that we're reading, my love of their work, my love of them, because if it wasn't just for their personalities, being able to slide in their DMs and ask questions and them responding back, them saying, well, then check this out, them just saying thank you for sharing my work. I mean, I like those 2 words, thank and you. That is fine. I'm okay with saying thank you. And just my love of just reading, and like I said, I've added the travel piece, so just my love of reading and traveling as well. Do you have any pros of your podcast? I mean, not your podcast, I'm sorry, of your blog?
Pros is that I get to meet and read new authors. Black love,
definitely.
I mean, what's the best way? I mean, so
that is true.
That's the pro, is that I get to do something that I love. If I could get paid to read and to read all that I want, it'll be the perfect job for me. But that is my pro, is reading about Black love and from Black authors in the celebration of Black love. So it's definitely a pro. What about you?
Yeah, that is my pro as well. Just meeting new authors, reading the new work, and then not even just with the new authors, just like the authors that have been around for a while, like the CCJs, the Love Belvin, the Alexandra Warren, the B Love. You know, just seeing their work
Mercy
and
B.
just Mercy B, see where they're going. NACO, you know, from them being from. Like, just when I first read their book to their work as they're moving each year, I love it. Do you have any cons?
Cons is that I have a full-time job, so I am not able to post as often as I like.
Yes. That is a con.
That
yes.
is my con, and it stops me from reading as much as I like. So that is the only con that I have come up with. You?
Right. My only con is not being able to read everybody at one time.
Right.
Like, if I can read everybody at one time, I would. Like, I literally do 3 books a day. Yes, I have a book that I'm reading while I'm working because I just turn it on and let it read to me. I have a book that I read at night. Those usually be my long book series. So I read those at night before I go to sleep. And then during the day, I'll probably try to throw in maybe like 2 little short books. So it's a definite.
Definitely.
So thank you for joining us.
Thank you. And we look forward to coming to you often, and each month we'll have 3 podcasts. We'll come to you as us, then you'll get to talk to bloggers, you'll get to talk to some authors and some small businesses.
Yes. So coming this month, we will have our first author, which is A.S. Wilson.
Our blogger, Aries Reads.
And we're still working on our small business.
Definitely. So if you would love to have your items, if you're a small business, promoted on our show, definitely hit Laina or Crystal up, and we would definitely love talking to you.
Yes, or you can also follow 2 Girls at the Mic and slide into our DM. I'm okay with you sliding into our DM if it's for something good. But other stuff, stay out of our DM.
Right.
Unless you're cute and you're an Asmere. Then we can talk.
All right. Well, that's it for today, and thank you for joining us with 2 Girls with
the Mic. And I'm Crystal.
I'm Laina.
Chat soon.
Bye.
Bye. Jesus Christ.